everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Late Winner FPL Show. Uh, Thank you guys for joining in for the last episode of 2021. Uh, Thank you. So do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our videos and follow us on social media handles. Let's talk about the game week. I think this was another commanding week for City. Probably pulling away with the title, and we can maybe say that the title race is effectively over. Maybe the next two matches will decide it for City also because they play against Arsenal and Chelsea. So we'll see what happens. But if they are able to pull those fixtures off, I think we can definitely say that the title race is all but over, I would say.
Yeah, it will decide for Chelsea also. Like, will they be in the title race because they have games against
Yeah.
Liverpool and City? For Liverpool, they have game against Chelsea, and I don't know the second game. But again, like these are the big three teams who are playing against each other only. So
Yeah.
that can be a major factor for deciding the title. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same thing for as Saurabh mentioned. But I'm really sick and tired of 𝗕𝗲𝗓𝗏 scoring every week, which he now has not scored in the last 2 weeks, so which is good. And then getting tired of City winning again and again, or going on
But
these unbeaten 27 match, 28 match runs. I don't really like it, man. Come on, defeat someone just defeat them so that this title race can get some excitement.
I think New Year will be the time where the apprentice will defeat the master. I
so
think so.
maybe
Sure.
a New Year resolution must be about like learning how to course City so that you course them so badly that they start losing, right? That should be your New Year resolution, I would say.
Sure. Yeah, that is one of my New Year's resolution, and that is one of the New Year's resolution which will probably be up until the end of 2022, because most of my resolutions will never be like I'll never follow them. I know that.
So, I mean, for this week we have some watch list and transfer tips for you, obviously, because I mean the differentials which we mentioned last week are pretty much the same. We don't think there are a lot of changes in terms of that. So let's start with the watch list for this week. I think the first player which we have over here is Calvert-Lewin over here. And looking at Everton's fixture, we mentioned in the last week also for differential where we mentioned Gray as a differential. I think Calvert-Lewin, who is now fit and now available to play, I think he's a great differential in terms of strike force to have, because if you're looking for a striker, something similar to what Watkins is, or Danny Ings, or you're looking to replace Antonio at this stage. So I think Calvert-Lewin falls in that price range for everyone. And looking at his ownership, we know that he's a differential. When he was playing, he did create a few decent chances. So um, he was getting in the great form as well. And with Richarlison out, I think obviously Calvert-Lewin will be the lone striker. So I think um, you should expect some turn of fortune around for Everton also in this aspect, because Calvert-Lewin will fill in the void for the striker, which they are desperately needing at this stage. But we also know that I think Everton's fixture for this week has already been postponed. So I think we need to we obviously don't have to. That's why we're having him in the watch list and not as a differential player right now. So keep an eye out for Everton fixtures when and if and when they resume. So when that happens, I think you should definitely keep an eye out for a player like Albert.
Yeah, just to add on to that also, we all know that the maximum games a team has played is 20, and Everton currently sits at 17 only, if I believe, yes, 17. And with the coming game week fixture also postponed, it will be like they'll have 4 games in hand. And if you see their fixtures, the games that have been postponed and the games that are scheduled for the upcoming game weeks, all are relatively easier games. Like if we go according to the fixture difficulty ratio that is there on the fantasy website, it's very easy. So they have a maximum rating of like maximum rating of 3 for upcoming 6 to 7 matches, and the matches that they have missed as well. So that makes DCL or any, I would say, Demarai Gray also a very good prospect for your team. just keep them on your tabs, and hopefully also DCL, before getting injured in the first 3 games when he just played the first 3 games and he scored 3 goals. So, and his form in the his form last year also in the last season was pretty phenomenal. So I believe hopefully he can turn around the fortunes, as Rohit mentioned, for Everton. Yeah. Next.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, next up is James Madison. I think we all know like his fixture. The next fixture has been postponed. I think it was again Norwich now. So he's on our watch list because for the last 5 weeks, if you see, he's been producing really good points. Most of the hauls that he got was a double-digit score that he got. So he was on my radar to get him into my team, but I'm obviously not going to get him now because his fixture is postponed. But he's a really good one to have. I think when he comes back, even when Leicester play against Burnley, I think that is another game that where you should look him, to get him into the team because he's very cheap, 6.9 right now. So I think, and I saw, you see the screen on the start. So that those are all net transferred. I think there were already 76,000 people who transferred him in, and then 46,000 or somewhere close to that. I think what's the math here? But 59,000. So 59,000 maybe transferred him out. Based on the news that we got him, that Leicester City's game has been postponed. But the goal attempts, the chances created, you see the XG and XA is pretty high. The penalty area touches are also pretty good. But most of the goals that he's been scoring is basically from outside the box, and really good thunder strikes from Madison. So he's a really must-have, I think, with the price point that he has, and ownership 9.6, again a differential as well. So definitely people should look at him and get him into the team as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Next on the watch list is Harry Kane.
Now you can speak about your beloved player. That's why I was leaving you.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he's already in my team, and I've already put him in my team. But yeah, at this point, I was about to start saying that it's very good to have a Tottenham player at this point in your team, because just like Everton, Tottenham also has played just 17 games. They have currently 3 games in hand. So plus the fixtures are relatively easier, just as Everton, and you can have like the likes of Kane and Son, with Salah also going out, which we'll be talking about in our transfer depth. But yeah, with the likes of Kane, Son, and a defender also like Reguilon or Emerson Royal, whichever you want, they can fetch you a lot number of points. Talking about Kane has been in good form recently. He scored a penalty. He has been able to at least get shots on target, and in the past 3 games he has scored in every single game. So that makes him a good prospect, showing him that he's getting back into form. Ownership again is at just stands at 8.5. I think FPL managers are still not very confident, are not showing confidence in him, but yeah, he can prove to be a differential. Price stands at 12.2. There has already been a change of 0.1 this past game week. Just so all of you know, he's again in demand, so price will continually rise. And with the likes of Salah also going out, I think people might switch to having premium strikers, and Ronaldo and Kane might be a good combination going forward. But yeah, number of goals 4, goal attempts 44, which I believe more than half of them must have come in the past 3 or 4 games only. But yeah, chances created 14, XG extremely high, 6.1. XA stands at 2. So this shows that he has been performing really well. Penalty area touches 71. Last 5 match points 22, and I think he has consistently given like 6-7 like an average, like an average of 7 points in past 3 games, I think. Not 5, but yeah, past 3 games will average of 7 points. So I think that is a good start good turnaround for Harry Kane's dismal performance in the first half of the season. So So that just keep a tab on Spurs player, all the Spurs player, whichever you
Yeah.
want to include. Lucas Moura is also a good prospect.
Yeah, I mean, I think Spurs players, you already mentioned basically everyone that you can get him.
Four.
But Spurs prospects definitely look on the brighter side. I mean, I don't think Arsenal the way Arsenal defeated them, in the reverse fixture, it's not going to be the same case this time. I think Tottenham will be much harder to beat, even though Arsenal are in a good form. And then we all know, like, he loves London derby, so back-to-back London derbies for him, Arsenal and Chelsea. I think he can definitely score. He's already scored, I think, three in three back-to-back games.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been slowly and steadily getting up there, but I'm still not very convinced as to getting a 12.2 striker right now. I think there are definitely good options elsewhere in that price point, and I think I will discuss later, like when the transfer tips, like how can we actually uh, remove one person in our team and actually get a lot of various options. So let's get to that.
I think the first option which we have over here is removing Mo Salah and bringing in Son from Tottenham. As we all know, Salah is leaving after the Chelsea fixture for AFCON. So, I mean, his involvement is obviously in the team is not going to make any sense for FPL managers. So, and I think you can keep him in for the Chelsea fixture, but you can also take a punt and look at Son's fixture, which is Watford, and probably bring in Son right now rather than when everyone is actually transferring out Salah. So you can capitalize on this opportunity right now. I mean, his ownership is actually 25%, which is not that high as compared to when you look at Salah's numbers. But Son, looking at which already Saurabh has mentioned, the way Spurs has been performing, what their prospects look like. I think Conte has definitely turned around a few things, and I think Son will have a great outing in the next four fixtures itself, next five fixtures itself. I would say. I think they have. I think. So for Salah, you have
basically, even if we had talked about getting him out, like as we talked about getting him out after that Leeds game got postponed, we could have already he's already scored more points than Salah in the last 2 weeks. So I mean, I told you guys that we should get him out, but you guys are very hopeful that he was going to score at least a couple of goals against Leicester. So
we were hopeful. Everybody was hopeful. So I think 4 to 5 million people captained him also.
I wasn't.
Okay, good for you. I know how much
No,
points. I know how much points Trent gave you.
Sure. No, but like all jokes aside, I think Salah is a definite. See, at this moment again, like you definitely every manager is facing some kind of problems with their teams because of COVID, related games getting postponed.
Except Guardiola.
Yeah, that bald man never gets any kind of situation. So yeah, let it be. But what I was trying to say is that I think every manager is facing some kind of issues with their teams. So look at the players that you guys are having issues with, and probably leave Salah alone for this week if you guys are already having some couple of other issues to fix with your team. But yeah, if you don't have that situation, if you're not in that situation, definitely you can definitely ship Salah out now and get Son in, or maybe another player that we might discuss later, because that just frees up a little bit of your funds in the team, and then you can focus on your other players.
Also, just to add on to this, I just checked a couple of hours back. There is a possibility that overnight Mohamed Salah's value will go down by 0.1 and Son's value will go up by 0.1. So I know we all know how critical those things are. So if you are planning to replace Mohamed Salah with Son, or have a transfer set in place that you have to do -4 or -8 to get in Son or whatever, just go ahead and do, because the small changes also can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think against Watford, I think Son definitely scores scores at least a goal, a goal. So yeah, so.
Next is Mohamed Salah to Kevin De Bruyne. So another prospect here, Kevin De Bruyne. We all know he's the one until the Champions League game starts. He's the one who will be a regular starter, I think, until the Champions League fixtures start again. Since Mohamed Salah is going for a month long until for the AFCON, Kevin De Bruyne is again a good prospect. In the past three or four games, I think he has assisted or scored a goal in each of the matches. Last game also, I think he assisted. He assisted only one, but the 𝗕𝗲𝗪𝗏 goal also, which was very close. But Kevin De Bruyne he's in his element, and he is performing really well. Ownership is just at less than 5%, which is very surprising to me. I did not have a look at that, but that is very less. Price definitely high, given that his season has not been very great, and the price has not gone down as what would we have expected. But 11.9 goal attempts, 35 goals. He still have 5 goals, which is very impressive. Based on the XA for the past 5 games, that sounds decent for a Manchester City player, because they have a lot of assisters, they have a lot of goal scorers. XG at 1.78, XA at 2.23. So last 5 matches points also, if you see, 35, which is really, really impressive. And with the games against the next 5 fixtures that they have, I don't think they are going to have much of an issue. Chelsea fixture, Mendy is again out, and Mendy will be out for the AFCON. And the defense is in a terrible state for Chelsea at this point, because Silva is out, Reece James is out, and playing matches so like in such a short interval will take a toll on players. And again, there is a game next week also, like on 2nd of January. Hopefully no players are injured, but let's see. The game against Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, I think it will be easy for City. We can expect certain goals, and Kevin De Bruyne will definitely be playing until the Champions League fixture starts, which I think would be until the Norwich game. So the fixture that you see is will be favorable for Kevin De Bruyne.
Right, our last transfer tip is Silva. I think we can definitely say that Bernardo's purple patch is over. City keeps on scoring goals. I think City scored what, 7 plus 4 plus again 3.
1.
So they've already scored almost 17 or 18 goals in the last 4 games.
Yes,
18 goals in the last 4 games, and Bernardo Silva has returned.
I think the main factor over there is the inclusion of De Bruyne. He's not being as forward as he used to before De Bruyne came into picture.
Yeah, I think, but his likable, not likable, but like for like replacement is Jarrod Bowen. I think he's been definitely good. I think we predicted that almost 6 to 7 weeks ago, and he's already been giving us points almost every other week. 3 assists he got in the last game week against Southampton as well. Watford as well. So I think I think at this moment of time, with the price point that he has, I think he's a must have. I think West Ham's fixtures are also pretty okayish. I don't know why Leeds is red, but that's also green. So they have a really good fixture run in the next 5. If you look at it, even United, they're not looking very good defensively, to be very honest. So he can definitely trouble them in terms of goal threat as well. You look at the stats, he's already, as I mentioned, he's already had 34 points in the last 5, which is a good return. His XG and XA is pretty high as well, and the goal attempts, he has had 44, and penalty area touches actually is pretty high as well, 92. So he's basically in and around the box. He definitely plays as a striker as well when Antonio doesn't play. So I think he's a definite must have for now. I think we already have him in our teams. The people who don't have, they definitely see ownership is still 10.1, so not a lot of people have him. they're losing on points. I definitely feel, because West Ham's fixture, as I mentioned, they're pretty good, and I think you should definitely get him in. In place of Bernardo, or maybe another option, if you guys agree, maybe Phil Foden. But I'm just not very. I'm not very good at predicting lineups for City, because I really don't get it when people get it, when people play, when people don't. So that's just my opinion.
There are only a handful of players who usually start on a regular basis, and unfortunately, Phil Foden is not one of them. So I mean, Foden, Sterling, Grealish and Mahrez all keep getting juggled around, or have that possibility. But now Mahrez might be leaving, so we might see Grealish or Foden starting on a regular basis as well.
Yeah.
Lastly, I mean, we have the Chelsea players, which we thought were worth mentioning for this video as well. I mean, Chelsea, looking at their fixtures, the next 3 fixtures are probably the toughest which they have right now. I think they face Liverpool, City, Tottenham, and then they leave for the Club World Cup in the game week 23 and 24. So maybe removing them right now is a great option because of the fixtures. And I mean, even if it wasn't just for the fixtures, the amount of goals Chelsea is leaking in the December month, in the last 4 or 5 game weeks which we've seen, it's not something which is very promising. We've dropped 6 points in the last 5 matches itself, so that's a huge chunk of points, and the huge where we've lost the lead to where we've lost the control to in the league to City. So that is something which is also very important. If you guys are looking for replacement, I mean, if you have some funds lying around in the bank for these games, you can definitely bring in Cancelo. I think he is a great pick. I think Cancelo is something you can have in the team if you have 0.4 or 5. If not, then you can maybe look at Arsenal defenders as well. You have Gabriel as an option. You have Tierney as an option. Tierney had a great match last time around. Obviously, they didn't play this week, but last week he had a fantastic match. So you can look at Arsenal defenders as well for that aspect. For keeper,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Good. Sorry.
No, I was just going to mention that for the keeper, you can look for keeper from Wolves. Sa is a great option because I mean, me and my brother 𝗲𝗲𝗧𝗏 over here, we've already been looking at the results for Wolves in the last, I think, 10 games, or I think throughout the season itself. It's either been it's a 1-0 win or a 0-1 loss. So or it's been a 0-0 draw in that case. So I mean, they definitely have he definitely has an option for getting you those clean sheet points, and has a lot of points in the in saves as well. So I think Sa is a great option for Mendy as well, and you can actually free up some funds in that case.
Yeah, no, I think you're basically right, because you see the fixture list, and with the way Chelsea are actually performing, I think it's a no-brainer to actually remove them from our teams. I think they're already occupying a lot of funds in our teams, where you can actually invest on a double up on some other teams as well. I think I was looking at some other teams' fixtures as well. 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗃 is also actually one good option, because their fixtures are going to turn from I think in a couple of weeks they have a really good run of fixtures for Aston Villa as well. So that is one good option. 𝗕𝗲𝗪 we already mentioned, and United fixtures also look pretty good right now. They're not looking. I agree, they're not looking good very defensively, but I'm not saying that invest in centre backs. I think investing in fullbacks is a good option, because they can provide some kind of attacking returns. Even today, you saw Luke Shaw providing an assist. So it might there are a couple of good options, because they're all very high pricey defenders. What Rohil mentioned, definitely you can double up on City players. I mean, City is not really conceding any goals at the moment.
Exactly.
So you guys can definitely double up on City defenders as well.
One of the players which I'd like to mention for Mount as a replacement is Diogo Jota, for the simple fact that Salah is leaving for AFCON, so Jota will become a regular starter in the game. And I think with him and Firmino playing up front, I think you'll definitely be seeing a lot more goals from Jota. And right now he's the second highest scorer in the league itself. So you just have to see him scoring a lot more goals. So for Mount, you can bring in Jota, I guess. I think they both are similarly priced right now. I think Jota might be a little bit higher. I think he might be around close to 8 right now. But I think he's a great replacement for Mount for people who want to. I think his ownership is around 23% right now for Mount. So I think those who have
Saurabh,
them probably don't have Jota.
what do you think about Lamptey?
Lamptey, Brighton has been good defensively. Not definitely not leaking a lot of goals. So it's just like they are just conceding like one goals at max in past couple of games that I've seen. Not leaking goals. So I think Lamptey is a good choice given with his forward runs and with his capability of providing good crosses. But just one thing is there that Bissouma, who has been an influential player for Brighton this season, he is also leaving for AFCON. I don't know how much influence will he have in the Brighton front line now after his departure. But yeah, there are a lot of things that will come into play. Lamptey is also a good option, cheap option, I would say, to have in your team. But it's all the defenders are not goal scorers. They can keep clean sheet or they can assist. And if players are not there in the front to convert those assists coming in crosses, then the defenders are also of no use, I think, at that point. So yeah, there are a lot of situations that will arise. You guys mentioned about 𝗕𝗲𝗓. Definitely, Wolves also has been playing really well, but 𝗕𝗲𝗓𝗫 will also be going for AFCON. I think he's a Moroccan player, so he'll also be going for AFCON. And if he goes, it will be interesting to see how Kilman or if anybody who plays as a centre back now will come up and fill his shoes. So that might shake up their defense. The departure of 𝗕𝗲𝗓𝗫 also. So we should have actually created a list of players who are actually going. That would have been really helpful for people.
I think we can do that for next week.
Yeah. Next week we are hoping just so that people can plan.
Yeah.
But also but also like keep in mind, I think I've been keeping on keeping track of like when these double game week fixtures would get announced, and it's pretty imminent. I think there might be a case where we might get some news on the double game weeks tomorrow for game week 21. So there might be some fixtures there might be some clubs where they might have double game weeks as well. So just keep an eye on that as well, and we'll definitely keep on posting on our social media. So yeah, if you are already subscribed, you'll see it on our Twitter feed as well. But all these players who have all these teams who have already had suspended games, they're going to have good fixtures. And as Saurabh already mentioned, I think for Spurs, they have the best remaining fixtures of all the teams. So tripling it up even on Spurs is not a bad idea at the moment. I think they will definitely give us some really good returns. The only problem with that I see is that there are so many fixtures to be scheduled that it might just be like teams might be playing almost every 2 days, so which might not present a good idea of like having Kane play on a Sunday, then Tuesday and a Thursday. So it might not just be that all the players play in the same week. So just keep an eye on that, definitely, because these double game week fixtures are going to get announced.
I think it will not be an issue for Kane also. They don't have Champions League. They don't have definitely not Champions League or the new league that was introduced, Conference League. So I think he will, and with the form he's coming back into again, I don't think he'll have an issue in playing every 2-3 days.
I'm happy about Lukaku's latest quote. I've never said get Lukaku in. I've never said that. Even if I don't think he provides anything to Chelsea. And I'm to be very honest, like his latest quote, I don't think I really completely believe in that. I don't think he's gonna go to Inter Milan. He's gonna stay in Chelsea, man. Come on, Roman Abramovich. Do you really think he's that stupid? Like he caught him for 100 million. He's not a coach. He's a player.
There has already been a statement by the Inter Milan, some official from Inter Milan. He has said that we have sold Lukaku for 115 million and we got Dzeko for free. And to be honest, there is no difference on the pitch. So.
Well, it is because Inter Milan are top of the table. So yeah. So why do you see the difference here? Exactly. But I don't know. Like man, yeah, there is probably we can definitely touch on Lukaku's quotes and Lukaku's struggles at Chelsea at a later time. But
Yeah.
it's not entirely his fault. Definitely. I keep telling this to Roel as well. Like you see the games, the balls are not being supplied to him. So what can you do? It's just not happening for him. So.
So
Alright, yeah.
I think that's all we have. That's all we have for you guys for this game week 21. I think you can let us know in the comment section what players do you think are suitable for Salah as a replacement other than KDB and so on. Do let us know in the do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our videos and follow us on social media handles. And if you guys see you guys in obviously see you guys in 2022 as well with more FPL content and more FPL videos as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and happy New Year to
Happy
everyone in
New
that
Year.
case.
Happy New Year. Bye bye.